Good afternoon, YouTube. It's now 5 minutes to 2. This is take 4967 of a 2934 part series. And I'm having a lot of technical difficulties this afternoon, and my mouth isn't working. But I want to get this finished as quickly as possible because there's an England rugby match on this afternoon that I promised I would watch. This week, I think has been a week of reconciliation for me. Now, that word only popped into my mind about half an hour ago as I was walking home from a visit to Cheltenham YMCA. So I've looked it up in the dictionary, and just to make sure it is the right word I want to use. And the dictionary definition is to make friendly again after an estrangement. And that feels exactly what it is. I went into Cheltenham YMCA to collect some DVDs that I'd lent to a resident who kindly returned them. But I had the opportunity to have a cup of tea and a piece of cake with a former colleague of mine. And as I left, I met two members of the board, and we had a little chat, and we shook hands. And I came away from there feeling like, well, my work there is done, but I really do wish it, the organisation, all the best for the future. Cheltenham YMCA has been a big part of my life, not only for the last 6 years when it employed me, but it gave me shelter on two previous occasions when I was bordering on the verge of homelessness. And that's got to mean something. That's got to prove its worth. Cheltenham YMCA is an essential part of Cheltenham Town. It's probably the only supported housing project that houses people over the age of 25 who don't have drug problems and alcohol-related problems, or at least if they do, it's very minor. But you can just be an ordinary person and check into the local YMCA. And it does so much good work. I really do wish it the best for the future. I'm sorry I won't be there, but it is time to move on. And that sort of theme, I think, was echoed in one of Terry's videos earlier in the week, the one he did on clarity. He was talking about something, I think, along the lines of a saying or a poem that I know of, which goes something along the lines, if you love something enough, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours, and if it doesn't, it never was. And some of us deep thinkers who read too much into these things start relating it to people in our lives, and so one way or another, we spend our time letting them go, almost as a test to see that if they come back, do they love us? And I think I'm learning this week that love's a bit more subtle than that. Love has been coming at me from all directions this week in the most unexpected form. And it can be somebody dropping into one of my inboxes on my various sites on the internet, or a chance encounter in the street, or anything like that. And the conclusion I came to is that perhaps some of us need to start letting go of love. We've got to stop worrying, if certain people love us that we feel should love us. And just give love a bit of a free rein and allow it to send love at us from the most unexpected quarters. So I think part of my intention for 2008 is to try and let go of love a bit more. Let it have a free range. Let it be what it wants to be. So that in turn, I can be what I want to be. And I like that thought. So I'm going to try and hold on to that. Anna's right. This feels certainly a time of forgiveness. And she also reminded me in a previous video that we've got to be a bit more disciplined about our lives sometimes. I've spent the week after the Monday episode sleeping quite a lot. But it's starting to get to the point now where I've got to give some structure to my life. I've got to create my own routines. I no longer have a job to set my schedule for the day. And part of the responsibilities I've got to have to myself is to give myself a structure, some sort of framework in which to work with. Get this place tidied up, do the washing up regularly. Small things like that, that in the end will keep me disciplined in my mind. Not too much. The last 6 years have taken it out of me a bit. So I'm not going to beat myself up about all this. But it's a thought. And I'm going to try and go along with it. And the last thing I want to mention today is that because I've had a bit more time, I've been having a bit of self-indulgent time and looking back on the videos I've made for YouTube. And I've looked at the recent ones I've made. The Art of Catching Trains, My Life is Taking Charge, and My Life is a Matter of Fact. And because on MySpace the videos run in reverse order, I just caught a glimpse of me when I made the video, This is the Moment. And the difference is so astounding. I was shocked. And I think that's why I'm making these videos. I want to chart my course. I want to look at myself. And I love the comments that come into the box at the bottom. It's nice to know people are thinking of you. But at the end of the day, these journals I'm making are for me, so that I can watch them and look at how far I've come. And by God, thanks to God, the transformation between My Life is a Matter of Fact and This is the Moment is something I hope will stay for me for a very long time and remind me that my life is good at the moment. Thank you, my friends. Have a good day. England, I believe, are playing rugby this afternoon. So I'm going to have a bit of self-indulgence there and support England. Hope you do too. Take care. Bye.